Hey guys, it's Will. It's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the corner of giant grapes. If you are new to the channel, thank you for finding us. I hope you like this video. If you do like this video, if you like Blu-rays, if you like boutique labels, if you like Asian cinema, Hong Kong cinema, and all that fun stuff, please do subscribe. It is a big help. If you are not subscribed already and you do like these videos and watch these videos, also please do subscribe. It would be much appreciated. Thank you so much. Shout out to our patrons who help this channel run. You can sign up for $2 a month, $5 a month. I do exclusive content in there. I do Wicked early release content, which comes out months before it appears publicly on YouTube. So if you're interested in supporting the channel in an additional way, in addition to just watching on YouTube, that would be a huge help. Obviously, no pressure, but we hugely appreciate everyone who is in there. It's a great community, and it really helps this channel. We are finally getting to a video that I have been promising for weeks. It is the Radiance Films Spotlight video. Hell yeah, I'm really excited to do this. What is Radiance? Radiance is a brand new Blu-ray label. We love boutique Blu-ray labels on this channel. You know that. Basically everything I review is boutique Blu-ray. I've been a huge collector of boutique Blu-rays and DVDs for quite a while now, going back to, I don't even know when, probably like the early 2000s, so like around 20 years or so. It's always exciting when there's a new label that has a really awesome vision that is putting out really awesome movies, and Radiance is exactly that. Radiance was formed by Francesco Simeoni, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, who was with Arrow Video for 12 years. Decided to start his own label and starting out really, really strong. In August of this year, I've already done a video about this. Radiance will be putting out A Moment of Romance, which is a classic Hong Kong film, a heroic bloodshed film, a film that I've never seen this film before, but it has been highly recommended to me a number of times. I think it's a very romantic film, but also a heroic bloodshed film, so it's kind of like Wong Kar-wai meets like Ringo Lam type of thing. Ringo Lam was one of the executive producers on the film, and I think Johnny To was the other executive producer on the film, and Andy Lau was in that film, and I cannot wait to get that. It's coming out in a limited edition, a brand new Blu-ray remaster with a bunch of bonus material on it. I think that's going to be a fantastic release. Radiance has also released Japanese films. I have a couple of them right here, and I can show them off to you. These are the limited editions of these films. One of them is Big Time Gambling Boss, which is right here. So one of the things that Radiance does that I think is kind of cool, and there might be other Blu-ray labels that do this, I'm not exactly sure, is they put this little strip of paper thing here, which has the rating and the movie information and the bonus information, but like the supplemental material information. And then if you want, you can pull that out of the case and take it off, as you can see here. If I can show you how to do that with my big clumsy, well, I don't have big fingers, but I have clumsy fingers. See, so you can pull that right off, and then you have just like totally clean artwork right there. The reversible artwork on these releases is really, really cool. You see that there. And other thing that is mind-blowing to me, and this comes with a booklet here, again, this is the limited edition release, about this release in particular, is they have a freaking essay from Stuart Galbraith IV in here. If you don't know who that is, he is the author of probably my favorite book ever written about movies, which is called The Emperor and the Wolf. It's like 800 or 900 pages, and it is a double biography of Toshiro Mifune and Akira Kurosawa, going over all of their careers and their lives. It's freaking incredible, the amount of research that he did in both English and in Japanese, and like he had access to like original scripts by Kurosawa with Kurosawa's handwriting on them that are in the USC Film Library, and like that book is mind-blowing and incredible. I think it's out of print right now, which is really unfortunate, but the fact that he wrote an essay for this Blu-ray release is like really, really exciting to me. This film came out in 1968, and it's 95 minutes long, and it is a Yakuza film. And then we also have, let me show this release to you, Yakuza Graveyard. So this came out May of 2023. So as I am filming this video, I'm not exactly sure when this video is going to go up, but as I'm filming it, this video came out, or this release rather, came out this week. So this is a brand new, fresh off the press release. There is the disc and the booklet, and I love the reversible artwork here. I'm going to have to reverse these. No offense to the artist who did the new artwork. One of the things that I think is really cool about the booklet here is that you have reprinted essays from Japan from 1976 that have been newly translated and annotated. So you get like contemporary kind of perspectives of, because this film came out in 1976, so you get contemporary perspectives on the film. Let me show you it better. I realized I just like showed that and then whipped it away, and then you get this. I like the way they do like the kind of the stills here and then the table of contents. I think that's very aesthetically appealing. just really cool booklets, really cool releases. I haven't watched either one of these yet. If you want me to review them on the channel, please do let me know below. I know they are not Hong Kong films, but they're films that a lot of people like. Times Square Kung Fu, who is big in the Hong Kong cinema community, has reviewed, I believe, Big Time Gambling Boss, and I think intends to review Yakuza Graveyard. So a lot of people who do similar stuff to me and have similar channels to me have covered those films. So if you want me to review those on the channel, please just let me know. I also was able to dig up a press release about Radiance films. So let me read this to you. And this came from MVD. So MVD does the MVD Rewind collection and distributes a ton of stuff. So they distribute 88 films in the US, and I think they work with Cauldron maybe and various other Blu-ray labels to distribute the films. And obviously, being a distributor, I've known people at MVD for like 5 years, I think, at this point. I got in touch with them about a different channel I used to do years ago, and I've worked kind of closely with a couple people who work at MVD, and they're really cool people. And so I was able to dig this up, and so let me read it to you. New distribution company Radiance Films was formed by industry veteran Francesco Simeone, and this month inked distribution deals with MVD Entertainment Group for North America and with Elevation Sales for the United Kingdom and Ireland. The label will focus on prestige library titles for collector's edition releases on Blu-ray and digital. The label will aim to release 30 titles per year, including new restorations and theatrical reissues for select titles. Radiance is in discussion with multiple licensors about launch titles. Obviously, we already know what kind of stuff they're putting out because I've already shown you some of those. And also worth mentioning, they're doing like Italian films, like old Italian crime films, and they're doing some American cinema like Cutter's Way, which is a film with Jeff Bridges that's like a big cult hit. They put out are putting out, I'm not sure if it's out yet, but they're putting out a documentary about Buster Keaton, which is super cool. And like I said, a moment of romance. And they actually have their own zine, which is called Dirty Art House, which is interesting because that to me kind of articulates some of the types of movies they're putting out. The second issue of their zine has one of my probably like top 15 or 20 favorite filmmakers on it. I'm not sure if he's like quite top 10, which is Gaspar Noé. I'm a huge Gaspar Noé fan. I've seen Gaspar Noé in person speaking 2 different times, one of which was like a 60 or 90 minute long like conversation where he talked about the use of music in movies and sound and what influenced him and what he tries to do with sound and music. It was like fascinating. I love Gaspar Noé. Especially, I love Climax. I love Love. I love Enter the Void and kind of like his more recent stuff. I'm not a huge fan of Irreversible because of that one particular scene that, in the tunnel that I never, ever need to see again. But I do really like Gaspar Noé. So, and Takashi Miike is on the first edition of their zine. And it's not very expensive. It's £2.99, which is, I don't know what the current exchange rate is, but maybe like $4 or something like that. But there's like new writing in here about a bunch of different filmmakers and types of cinema and stuff like that. But to me, Gaspar Noé is such an interesting and unique figure. And I think you could probably say that, Takashi Miike is obviously extremely interesting and unique. You could say there are similarities between the two of them. Dirty Art House being a great descriptor of, like, Gaspar Noé loves grindhouse movies, trash movies, exploitation movies, but he's an incredible filmmaker and he has such a unique vision and he loves like Kubrick and stuff like that. So he's making like art house trash in this really unique way. And I think the title Dirty Art House is a really great articulation of that aesthetic and that kind of focus on cinema. So Simeone, who left Arrow Films recently after 12 years, will be acting as the managing director of Radiance Films. And here's a quote from him that I think is... Oh, and let me actually... It's worth mentioning this, too. Simeone was the director of content at Arrow and oversaw the company's large slate of releases in multiple territories, including beloved classics like RoboCop, which is a freaking amazing release. I have that. I think I might have the steelbook of that from Arrow. It's one of my favorite movies, and that's an incredible release. And also Bicycle Thieves. Very, very different films. Again, Dirty Art House, right? Like somewhere in between RoboCop and Bicycle Thieves, there exists this incredible world of cinema. So here's a quote from Simeone. "I am thrilled to be undertaking this new venture and believe there is a large opportunity for a nimble and innovative distributor in the library space. I look forward to working with trusted colleagues and creating new unions with Radiance Films." So I think he might go by Francesco Simeone did a 45-minute long, or maybe 40 to 45-minute long interview with Serial at Midnight. So if you know Serial at Midnight, it's Heath. And I would imagine if you're watching this channel, you know Serial at Midnight because he's got like almost 30,000 subs. I think like he's way bigger than me, but he does all physical media and movies and TV and stuff like that. Heath is the guy's name who runs the channel. And I've actually emailed with him before, and he's a really, really nice dude. And So this interview is really fantastic, and I will link the interview in the description of this video if you want to check it out, or maybe I'll do like a pinned comment so you can go and see it. It's a really interesting interview, and he talks about, Simeone talks about how he started at Arrow when there were only like 3 or 4 people working for the company, and he worked there for 12 years, and they were putting out horror movies, but his thought was like, we can't become a niche horror company. We need to expand beyond that. And so like Brian De Palma and like getting into, he loved Brian De Palma. That was like a big project of his. We should put out De Palma movies. And like, he talks about how boutique labels were so different back then, and Blu-rays were brand new, and like studios never would have licensed films to them at that point in time. But now like stuff like RoboCop, to give you an example, is coming out. And it's a really fascinating interview. And he talks about why he started Radiance, what types of films he wants to be putting out. I mean, he seems really just kind of an omnivore when it comes to cinema. I don't know if that's the right expression to use, but if there were an all-you-can-eat buffet of cinema, he would be taking something from every dish. And it just seems really cool. This is like someone, again, dirty art house, someone who put out both Bicycle Thieves and RoboCop, right? Like that's because I'm very similar to that. Like I love art house, and like Fellini is maybe my favorite filmmaker. I love Truffaut, I love Godard, I love a lot of that like European art house stuff and older stuff like Pagnol and Marcel Carné. And I love like Kurosawa and Mizoguchi, but then I love like action films and exploitation, not like super rapey stuff, but I do like action exploitation trash movies and like that kind of stuff, martial arts films. And so it's really cool that there's a label out there that's kind of taking all of this stuff and putting out these fantastic limited special editions of these films. So it's Radiance Films. I will put a link in the description to the website of the label. This is just a spotlight video to let you know they are out there. They are putting stuff out. I have 2 of their releases right here, which is Big Time Gambling Daddy and Yakuza Graveyard. My name is Will. I thank you so much for watching. This is Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society, and we will see you next time.